Good morning, Eagles. I'm Joshua, and on today's show, David is going to be talking about the rise of esports. Josiah and Didi are going to be ranking some of the best esports, and Jelena will be serving up student poll. Get ready, because ENN starts now.
Nice job, team.
Now, before we start, let's go over some quick announcements.
Students, are you interested in being on the amazing yearbook staff for the 2023 to 2024 school year? If so, you must attend a brief interest meeting on Tuesday, April 4th in room 4224 at 2:05 p.m. You must be in attendance at this meeting to be considered for next year's staff. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Salas in room 4224. The GJ Mountain Bike Club meets every Friday morning before school starts in room 2222. Please drop by if you are interested. If you are 18 years or older, Publix is looking to hire for distribution and manufacturing jobs. They will be on campus Friday, March 31st during second and third period. You'll need to sign up in the guidance office in order to attend this recruiting presentation. Once again, sign-up sheet is in the guidance office.
When it comes to sports, there's always the big names that everyone recognizes like football and basketball. But more recently, we've started to have esports come in and be just as popular as the NBA. So let's go over to David so we can find out more.
Okay, Mr. Behringer, aka Coach B, here at Lakeland Highlands Middle School. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't. But I teach video game design for the past 6 years here at Lakeland Highlands. I know about esports, that it's one of the fastest growing sports in the world, that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and Polk County has, the last time I checked, I think 8 high schools that are participating in esports. So what goes into designing and making an esports game is, well, first of all, you've got to design a game that you can incorporate a team effort. You know, you've got, multiple players that are contributing to, for a greater goal. So when you're designing something, you got to keep that in mind. I mean, like, Minecraft is just like, one player really doing this, that, and the other, but when you're playing Rocket League, you're depending on your other players to score and to win. It's really cool, man. It's popular. So I would say Rocket League, another esports, Madden. I love Madden. I love Madden tournaments. But that's usually just one individual versus another. It's not a team sport, but Rocket League is it for me. Esports is the varsity. Well, we're talking about high school here. Esports is the future of varsity sports. I feel that the more schools that will compete in esports, the bigger it's going to be, and the sky's the limit. Not to mention, you can win a lot of money in these tournaments. I mean, it's not just like when you play football or basketball, you're playing another team and you win, okay, which is great. But with esports, you can win upwards of $50,000 in some of these tournaments. And if you have a good team that can win, why not? So yeah.
Wow, that's some amazing insights in this esports. Now, let's go over to Josiah and Didi so they can rank them.
Basketball sure is fun, but I much prefer esports games.
Oh really? I don't think I've ever played esports games before.
Well, luckily for you, I've played just about every esports game there is. I can show you the best of the best if you'd like.
Sure.
First, we have the best esports game of all time, Wii Sports. It's on the Wii, in case you didn't know by the title.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what's this game play?
I'm glad you asked. There's 5 sports: golf, baseball, tennis, bowling, and my personal favorite, boxing.
Wow, that's quite the variety. So what other games are there?
I'm glad you asked. Also on the Wii, we have Wii Sports Resort. Some people say this is better than Wii Sports, but I'd have to disagree.
So how many sports are on this one?
There's 12. Some games include basketball, sword fight, air show, and so much more.
I'll have to check that one out.
Now let's move over to the Xbox 360, where we have Kinect Sports and Kinect Adventures.
What can you play on these games?
Boxing, River Rush, Reflex Ridge, and soccer, just to name a few examples.
So many options. Where should we begin?
Let's just play them all.
Works for me. Let's go.
Man, all those games sound so fun. Now, let's go over to Jelena so we can do a quick student poll before we end.
What's your name?
Kane.
And what's your favorite video game?
Honestly, if I had to pick, it'd be either Metal Gear Rising or Devil May Cry, because me and my brother used to play it and grew up on it together.
What's your name?
Jaden Mathar.
And what's your favorite video game?
NBA 2K because I grew up on it.
What's your name?
Justin.
And what's your favorite video game?
Warzone.
What's your name?
Jeffrey.
And what's your favorite video game?
I have several, but it's The Crew 2. I play it the most.
Those were some interesting picks of video games. Now let's go back to Josh.
Now, after all the talk of these esports, I'm going to have to go home and try some of them. So this is Joshua, signing off.